I think we learn lessons from every single aspect of what it is we do. Our program is called USF World, and what we use as a tagline is it's where higher education meets global engagement. And we really mean that broadly across the entire institution, whether it's in our academic programs, in our research programs, which we really emphasize, or whether it's in athletics or government affairs or development. But every single part of the campus has to think globally and does think globally. So we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot in terms of what our students want. We think our students really get it. Our students want to go abroad. Our students want to have an international experience. They want to interact with their international colleagues. Our faculty many of them are very interested and very intrigued. Many of them work abroad. We have a database, so we know that at least 50% of our faculty have engagement abroad through one of their programs, teaching, research, or service, or professional development, or some kind of activity. So I guess coming around to a long discussion of how I would come to a point, I think what we've learned is that once we get to know what actually goes on our campus, once we have our arms around who we are and what we do, and we're 47,000 students and over 2,000 faculty, I think we understand better how actually engaged we are. And my guess is that that's true for virtually every campus, is that they are very much engaged, they are very much involved, but simply don't know because it's very hard to get all of this information. Easy to find out where the degrees are from of your faculty, easy to find out where some of your study abroad programs are, but it's a little more hidden as to what real relationships people have globally. And I think that's one of the things that has surprised us, is how very, very engaged we are and where we have the greatest amount of engagement. So we've learned a lot about ourselves in this process of trying to understand what we do internationally.
We're really proud. There's been a lot of work from a lot of people to create opportunities for our students to do service learning in Belize, to travel to Europe as part of tour study groups, and also to actively participate in a partnership with our partner college in Wuxi, China. To see all that come together was nice, but to have the piece, the International Education Travel Scholarship, seems to put it all together to give the students the opportunity to participate in those areas. Once the word got out about the experience and opportunity, you know, the floodgates opened and students were very excited and interested in being a part of that, and faculty as well. It seems like the community gets more and more interested in the process and project once they hear about the successes and the opportunities that are unique to our college.
One of the most interesting things I think about the project we're doing is that we feel like we've found a new way to sort of bridge the gap between inbound international students and outbound study abroad students. Because what we've done is we've changed the focus in our study abroad. We've changed the focus from what they do abroad to what they do back on our campus after they come back. And so we've extended that to think about international students who are in fact studying abroad on our campus. And so what we've done is we've created a course that asks students to look back on their cross-cultural experience. And so that course now involves returned study abroad students and arriving international students. And it's just been a really fruitful dialogue.
Well, I think on our specific project, which we called Project MAP, which is the Magnolia Abroad Access program, which it connected a specific cohort of first-generation students who are known as Magnolia Scholars. And this was a program run out of our Wake Forest Scholars Office. So a specific cohort of first-generation students with our office in study abroad. So we sort of fused those two together and then connected them with specific resources and scholarships. And I think for us, initially we started off thinking this was a very small program, and it was. I mean, we had the Magnolia Scholars touch about 111 students now. So in some ways you can think this is a small cohort and it's only a test pattern, but I think oftentimes we think too big too quickly in some ways, and to have a manageable group of students to really focus our efforts and attention on has been really useful. I mean, a lot of times I think folks in international offices and study abroad offices you can get so caught up in the daily sort of details, right, of work, and you think of things you might want to do and you think, oh, that's kind of a small effort, or we should be thinking really big. I mean, we all think international and global, and sometimes I think that gets in the way of the smaller things that we can do to actually have more of an impact sort of immediately.
You know, I think build your allies, old and new, and then just keep moving forward. So I think, you know, there are going to be times where you have just monster successes, and then there are going to be times where, you know, you fail. And I think that that's okay. So that failure, I think, helps you to go back and to reassess and to make sure that what you're doing is in line with the plan of your institution, and it's in line with the needs of the students. So yeah, just keep moving forward.